I guess we are on. So, go with it, baby. Go with it. Uh, anyway, so last night, this was last night, I, I sat here with God before, and I knew these people were up to no good doing their thing. Just, playing in my face. So I called on God. I said, look, they're doing this thing again, and they're going to continue to do it unless we do something that just makes them have to stop and because unless you got a sword in their back, they're going to keep on doing what they're doing. They think it's funny. It ain't funny. And then they go through, and I actually got on TikTok last night, and I was like confronted by somebody who said I'm a liar, and I was told by spirit that I was a liar, and all of a sudden, and I said, wow, really? No, I don't think the spirit I talked to, the God I talked to, didn't tell you that. Because I don't lie. I'm not a liar. I'm maybe a lot of things, but I'm not a thief and I'm not a liar. I don't think I'd be being God's chosen if I was, Actually, I'm generally out to see the best out of people. I try to show them my best. I'm tired right now and I don't look like my best, but I am of a mind that I would like to see everybody get to heaven. And if that's my job to help us get there, well, then I'm going to do it. And that's even the ones who are messed up and they're doing stupid shit. And I hope they can turn around before it's too late. Uh, some of these people are family members. Some of these people are old friends. Some of them are people I've never met before. A bunch of them. But the night before that, I watched them gang stalk me right outside my window. And that's enough of that nonsense. I've had enough of that. I don't play that game. Keeps you up too late. You know what I mean? So I'm going to come on here and I'm going to tell you that most of you are good people. None of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. I'm not. But I'm still ordained by God and He approved me. So if you don't mind listening to me for a minute, I'll tell you what this is all about. I need to shine my light. And it's easy enough to do. I ain't talking about flashlight. I'm talking about the heart of God. You know, what's God want for us? Well, He don't want nothing bad for us. He's not trying to walk us to a bad place. So it's all on me to see if y'all come along for a little journey. Get us to heaven on earth. And the thing about it is, at this time in mankind's history, we are due to do just that. And they're not allowed to kill us like they used to, when do mean stuff to us, if we do anything that they think is going to overthrow their power. There's a whole lot of corruption going on here in this world, and there really is. And up until I came on this deal, I was naive to a lot of it. I'm not so naive anymore. In fact, I've learned some hard lessons on this deal. Uh, and but if I had to say the one thing I learned better than anything, I learned that God was a good God, and I never was real devout. I just living to get along. But then I met him. He came to my house and he met me. Asked me to go on a journey with him, and he explained a lot when he came back because he had to go talk to my counterpart who declined the offer. So he actually got another one, fixed her to be my counterpart, and she didn't show up for the show either. You know what I mean? So I did this thing by myself, on my own, with just me to do the both places, the Emperor and the Empress. You know. So a lot of people out there thinking this divine Empress is a woman. Sorry, ain't happening. None of the women wanted to show up for it. They were doing what they wanted to do, I guess. And that's all I'm going to say about that because I'm not coming on here to try to embarrass anybody. Uh, they know what they do, you know. They know what they need to change. I don't need to tell them. But someone got the idea that they could just go and steal blessings from this old boy and act like they had it coming and just go and tell a bunch of bullshit lies to make the world think it too. Well, it didn't take, and I appreciate that, guys, because if someone asked me to do something like that, I think I would have asked the person that they're trying to smear before I made a judgment on that. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? They say this and that. Is it true? You know, then that guy could probably say, well, actually, no, it's not. Who said that? you know, so, and that probably would have got a lot of people out of a lot of trouble that they're in now. If they just step back a minute and say, well, let's go find out what the deal is in this because it might not be true. So they went balls to the wall on it to cave in someone's life. But God wasn't having it, and I certainly wasn't having it. And so God stood behind me on that. You see, that's the kind of God He is. He's not here trying to see people get trashed and stuff. And even if you are guilty, you got an option. You can always go and say, "I'm sorry," and can I be forgiven? And that's His main job. Thing is, it's right in His line. That's what He does. He forgives us. You know, if we want to actually repent and do something different, we can turn our lives back around to a place that was squeaky clean because he cleans up. And okay, so you did that. Okay, so what are you doing to make it different? Well, I don't know. What should I do? Well, first off, you gotta say sorry. Second off, you gotta stop doing it. If you'll do that, God is faithful to forgive, and He will forgive. Even if I said no, I'm still mad at Him, I'm not gonna say that because no, I forgave them already. They never came forward and they never said a word. They I don't know. I guess they acted like if I don't forgive, it's my fault because I didn't forgive or something. But don't worry, I took care of that. I did forgive him, and I did God. I said, well, I forgive him. I don't want to be with him, but I don't have to be with him, but I do have to forgive him. So they're forgiven. Uh, Now it's on them. You see, I don't have to carry that around anymore. I cried my tears, and go sin no more. Don't expect me to want to be around and jump back into love with you or anything. I'm not going to do it. But what I am going to do is you might be able to get around and be a friend sometime whenever you get right. When you start doing the work, I don't have a problem with being friends. But right now, you can't be because none of you have done any of the work. You haven't done anything that makes you right. But you can. You can do it. It's not. Listen, if I can do it, and I may not be Jesse James or anything like that, but I screwed up in my life, and God forgave me of everything that there was to forgive. Whatever it was, He said He did it, and as long as I did what He said, as long as He was showing me what to do. He was teaching me, teaching me how to be. As long as He did it, I could get to this place where I know that God had my back, and I know that I don't care what you do, I was going to be okay, and that's what He did. And so, don't care what you did. I don't. I do care that you continue to try to do it, and that you didn't have the shit about y'all self to think that, hey, this is your brother. Because you see, what you did, I would never have done. It isn't in me to do that kind of shit to y'all. And don't get me wrong. Don't think that I can't get dastardly if I get mad enough. But I tried not to do that. See, I worked on it. What I did was just said, well, it's kind of hard to take, and I'm just gonna go ahead and go hermit and go inside myself and see if I can't work that out so that I don't have to feel so bad. I'm gonna get this forgiveness, and then I'm gonna ask you to please leave me be now. Let me be. And I haven't done anything wrong in that deal. See, and one thing I didn't do, I never told stories on you and told any lies about you. I didn't. That's what y'all did. But I did not tell. And so some said, oh, you had to kind of, bend something. No, I didn't. I didn't. I didn't lie at all. I never did. If they did it, they did it. Because I saw what some of them did. They did. Get the third eye. And y'all thought you had it all fogged up, but God cleaned it up. So I saw it. I saw the things you did. And a lot of things that you did. And things that I just would not do. But a lot of the punishment is the karma is the what you come back with out of it with. I mean, you're not the same human being that you were when you started this thing. You're a lot worse off, really. I mean, you've got a lot of work to do, and you've got to try to get past some of the things that you got from being that kind of a person. And I feel bad for you because I can't. I don't know how to heal that. I don't know if I can. But right now, I'm not going to. You gotta come to God. You gotta ask Him. I mean, see, listen. I work at God's pleasure. It's true, And so, if He comes and tells me, I want you to go over there and I want you to heal them, and I would do it. I'll do it if He has to. But that you ask, you have to go to God in order to ask for that, and you need to probably repent and say you're sorry to God because you may think that you sinned against me, but when it comes to God, listen, I'm a peon. I ain't nobody. You sinned against the big guy, That's real. I mean, that's real shit. I mean, and is he gonna be mad at you? I don't know how mad God gets. I've seen him get angry, but I don't know if this is one of those cases. But he's not going to come lash out and just chunk you in the like fire. If I was talk to, if I would listen, I know he would. Because he's a lot more lenient than I do. But if he gets mad, he hits a lot harder than I do. Uh, he's God. Respect that. Respect the fact that he is God and that he knows things that we can't even fathom. Okay? So know that. And through it all, God's been very kind to me. I mean, he saw the things I had to go through with y'all even. He's been very kind. And you all think that you can bullshit God. You can't. God reaches inside himself. He can see everything exactly the way you did it. He sees it. He can see it in a way that we can't see it because he doesn't have limits. When he sees something, it's all together. It all just happened. It's there. And he saw it all at one time. I don't know how to do that. Well, I wish I did, but I don't. But he did. And so whenever y'all thought you were sending bullshit my way so that you could distract me and do all this, so that you could pull the little stunt that you were trying to pull last night, he was watching it. You walked right into it. Easy peasy. So to the rest of the world out there, I'd say most of you are inherently good, and you are. I mean, listen, especially this community which I chose to be around, and because it taught me a lot of things that I didn't know. I was like, I might remember brain dead when I got here because I know shit about nothing. I've never done magic. I can assure you that I have never ever done magic. I couldn't tell you how to do it. I do know that my spoken word can pull some shit off. I know that. I have that power, but you know what? I'm that guy that God trusts. I don't do it. I play with on 3D as a man, not as anything else. I know the power I have, and I know that I don't just go using it against people to hurt them. I don't. Magic is not something I do, and the reason why is because of one thing. God gives us all free will. And if I'm doing magic to make someone do something different than their own free will, then I have sinned against that person. I've sinned against God. I know that. You know it too when you did it. So stop it. Straighten up and stop it because you're just going to get yourself in more trouble if you continue. I'm telling you now. To the good people out there who don't do things like that and don't go around trying to make someone fall in love with you when they don't want to, or doing, getting babies or lying to somebody about if you have a baby or not. Stop it. We are trying to get out of here with our butts, man. I'm telling you, on this planet, we all want to get to heaven. We don't want to go anywhere else. We want to go to heaven. I think I can agree. I can say that for the whole world. We want to go to heaven. And if it's somebody out there doing all buzz crap. I remember one time in the Marine Corps. I was a Marine. And people would just start screwing up or something. And we all get laid down for it. Hey, everybody out in the mud hole, man. You're going to do some bending squats or whatever, And you got punished for something that someone else did. And that's kind of what's going to happen here. Because you bring all that greed and envy and thieving from people and whatnot, and that's just, listen, we've got enough to deal with the people that are running this country. And they ain't doing a good job. I'm sorry, Trump, you didn't do a good job. You thought you could. You think you're in a third deal? I got news for you. I'm certainly not going to be voting for you. We aren't in a war, but we're heading for one if they don't start doing right. And that means people are going to pay for their screw ups. Tariffs, all that did was lay more cost on the American people. That's all it's doing. And pissing off our allies. Why are you going to do that for? And be buddy up with our enemies. I mean, what's that about? That you didn't get him ceasefire. You know why? Because Putin's got an agenda, man. He doesn't care about people. He sits up in his little white office up there, and all he cares about is the money he's going to rake in, and he puts it in his pocket. He's one of those people like that. They're rich, he's rich. Their government gets to be that. Now, the Tsar, yeah, well, they're a little tricky too. They go around and say it's going to be COVID. Really make sure there's going to be COVID, and then they get with Big Pharma, and they buy into all this stuff that's supposed to be a cure for COVID, or at least something to keep you from getting it, which is probably bullshit. And then they get the government to buy all these things that they can get those shots for free. But meanwhile, before that happened, the first thing they did was they bought in some stocks with fucking Big Pharma. And they passed a law that said they could do that. Because it didn't used to be legal. It used to be a conflict of interest, and they weren't allowed to do it. You see how things are changing? This world is corrupt, and there's a whole bunch of it going on. And people like you doing that kind of shit to people, brothers and sisters, come on, man. The United States doesn't. This isn't us. This is not us. And God's saving us. He's saving our. He's saving our ass right now. Trying his butt off. Trying everything he do to make sure that we survive and get through this paradigm shift, whatever you want to call it. And that we all get to the other side. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help. Not to have people attack me and, be regular jerks to me. I wouldn't do that to you. Even though you've done some messed up stuff, I still don't do that shit to you. It's not in my nature to be that way. It's not because I'm scared of you, but believe it. And the next guy says that might find out. I'm certainly not scared. There is no fear in me. You all at one time had a brother who loved you, a friend who loved you, and chewed it up like it wasn't nothing. I'm sad about that. I really am. I listened, and I didn't do anything to deserve that. I had a girlfriend once. She got with you, Craig. I won't be with someone that's been with you. Ever. She knew that. I don't mess around with my brother's women. You don't have a problem with it, do you? A little honor. A little, doing what's right. You all know it. When God made you, he wrote all of his laws upon your heart. Anybody out there, I'm telling this to anybody, he wrote those laws upon your hearts. So that by the age of 9, you knew the difference between right and wrong. touch that. That's the age of accountability. Both of you, you are my siblings. Maybe three of you out there, somewhere in the deal. I don't know how many of there are in this. I got my butt whipped in it more than any of you because I was the black sheep. It didn't take me that much to learn. I'm disappointed, I really am, because really, the way you conducted your business and your lives with your own family, it embarrasses me. The rest of the people out there who are involved, if that should happen again, have the foresight and the decency to go and ask that person, is any of this true? Before you go and try to trash someone's life. We're human beings, man. We all have feelings, we all have lives, and we all have heart. And you gotta try to use them. Try to use that heart sometimes. I'm telling you that. I hope, I wish this for you. I don't want to see you all go, get tossed down the hole. So, I do hope that you will turn yourselves around and go to Jesus and ask for some forgiveness. And you know what? I bet you he would tell you, yeah, you can get forgiven. And you don't have to tell me nothing because I've already forgiven you. I'm done with it. But don't expect me to come be with you. I'm not. The way you guys went balls to the wall against me, there's no way I'm going to trust you that far. But, hey, I'll forgive you. And then you don't carry that crime. I'm not going to carry it. You're in a community I would not be in. I couldn't be in that community, really. I don't look down upon you for it. Listen, that's the way you want to live, go ahead. But to make a recording of yourselves in it and say it's me, that's just plain awful. So I thought you gotta hear this from me, because I don't talk behind your back. I'll tell you exactly what I got to say. See, that's a man. But I love you anyway. Not happy with you, but I love you. You got my flesh and blood. I cleared off those crimes and those things that you did. I cleaned them off of our bloodline. Just trying not to put any more there, okay? Because it wasn't easy. And I wouldn't have been able to do it without God. God saved my butt a few times on this deal. Not that I had it coming, but he's a good God. Listen, he's not going to let people just beat on us and stuff and do mean to us, do mean shit to us. We're his kids, we're his children, and he's not going to let you do that shit. I'm certainly not going to tolerate it. He certainly will not. That's one thing I count on God for. He's got my back. And he did. He sure did. And when I yelled and hollered at him, I shouldn't have done that, but I was upset. He took care of it. That's why you're in trouble. You can't do anything I'm not going to know about. You see, God put some things in me, and y'all can't just go doing shit like that without being known. telling the truth too, because I know I got it right. Other people out there, anybody who listens to this, it's been a hard path to walk. When everybody else's fights were over, mine went another 3 years. The job wouldn't quit. But most people are not like that. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. Most people are busy doing things like raising their kids and living their lives, trying to get by in a world that just keeps getting harder and harder. And people doing what you did, they're just messing us all up, because when it comes down to it, this world is going to get judged. And I'm so trying to see us not have to do so much of that. And maybe we can get to the new earth and not have to go through all those tribulations and trials and shit. You know? I don't want my kids to go through it. I'm sure you don't want your kids to go through it. And we actually have a choice here. But y'all are going to make our choices for us. Is that right? Is that what you think? That's not the way it's going to go. Because I'm going to gather them all up, God's children. I'm going to get them home. If you don't want to be one of God's children, fine. Go deal with the old Satan over there, because he's waiting on you. I'll feel bad for you. I will. I don't want to see anybody. I don't care who it is. I don't want to see anybody deal with that. Because a friend of mine told me what he had a dream. And he said he was taken down to what would be hell, underneath a mountain, the lower part of hell was underneath that. People were stuck underneath that mountain, and they couldn't move. They just had to sit there and be hot and burning, just waiting, begging, please. There was a lot of crying and screaming and shit. But they can't leave. They can't get out of there. And they're just waiting for Judgment Day. What happens then? You know. You know. But they lived it up and didn't want to, work on getting forgiven or anything. They just went on and died before they could ever get there to it. So they're stuck down there waiting. Guy said it was pretty fucking scary, pretty fucking hot. I'm not telling you that to scare anybody. Listen, maybe he's pretty much right. I don't know. But it sounds about right to me. I know it's not a happy place, that's for sure. I've got a stepson who went to the first level. And I know a couple of you are slated for at least that. So if I was you, I'd start thinking about what I gotta do to get forgiven. And then what I was told was this: right now you're out of grace, you ain't under grace. But you can go talk to God. You can go talk to Jesus. They still got the keys in their hands. You'll never have them in yours, but he can take away that judgment. Hey, listen, until the day you die, you can still turn around, and I wish that you would. God doesn't want to see anybody get lost. He's not out there just wait. Oh yeah, got me another one. It's not like that, and it's never going to be like that. God's not like that. God's a pretty good. I hate to say this, but he's a good motherfucker. That's That's what we said, God. I don't mean any disrespect. He's a righteous dude. And I hate to tell you, but we think that we work hard to try to be good. Listen, he's working his butt off to try to get us to heaven. Get us on the other side, but we're safe. And you know, he's come up to me. There's times that I know I didn't feel like I could do what he was asking me to do, but you know what he said? He said, "Don't worry, I'm gonna get you through this. I'm gonna get you through it. Don't worry. Do what you gotta do what you gotta do, and you're gonna be just fine." And that's pretty cool because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how I fell into this deal, but I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I'm not on the other side of this thing. And anybody out there, I don't care who you are. You could be Jesse James' worst brother. If you're doing all the awful things that you can do, you can be that guy. God is not one to condemn you. He doesn't want to do that. He's pretty soft-hearted, actually. He actually put his son on a cross and let him suffer his ass off to save a bunch of people like us. Think about that. You could have done it. I couldn't have done it. Give our lives up on that kind of a death, and we weren't even guilty of anything. Could you do it? I couldn't. I could not. So at least you fucking have a little goddamn honor about yourselves, and you fucking accept the gift, and you start doing right. And I don't care if you don't like hearing this. I'm gonna tell it to you. Shame on you. Shame on you all. You attack somebody who doesn't do a thing to you. Nothing. And you want to tell people I'm lying. I'll tell you right now to your faces. If I could see you, I'd be right in your face. Tell you, I never tell one lie. Not one lie in this whole story. And God saw it. I didn't lie. So I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. You see, the thing about it is, you can't lie to God. I'll tell you why. He's got the Akashic records and everything else that show everything that your soul has done. Everything. Nothing gets by it. You got a guy named Metatron sitting up there doing the books. I wasn't guilty of shit. And I went to prison and everything else behind someone else's mouth. Right, Sherry? You continue to live this way, I cannot save you. And God won't. Why would he? Get bad blood out of there, you know? You want bad blood mixed with good blood. That's reality. That's the real deal. That's the way it works. Everything that you do will go against your lineage. Everybody in your lineage, it goes against them too. Whenever I cleared off some of these curses, these generational curses off my family lineage, they had a party. They celebrated in heaven because they got to move around a little bit. They were in. They couldn't go anywhere. They couldn't do shit because they were stuck there. They couldn't roam around and do what spirits do until that was wiped out. And then when that happened, then guess what? They got some more freedom. And what are y'all doing? Digging up dirt off of someone else's grave. Don't mess with the dead people, man. They are entitled to their rest. Have a little, Have a little honor about yourself, man. A little bit, doing right. They're your ancestors. You wouldn't be here if they hadn't been here first. And people think they just go to sleep and they don't. No, they are your guides. They are showing you what to do to get through it and get to the other side. Because you don't die when you leave this place. Your body gets get like I think someone told me it's about 30 years old when you get over there, and you live, your life, you do the things that you do. You're helping your lineage, your younger people, to get through it and get your family bloodline is a big deal, and ours was wasted. It was so trashed. It had to be all cleaned up and fixed. But we did it. We did it. While y'all were busy trashing it some more. But by God is my witness, I will finish this deal. And I will make sure that when my kids and their grandkids or whatever get through this, they will do it a lot easier than I did. Because you may not love me. I don't care. I love you and I love the rest of them. And the ones to be born still, I'd like to see them come to a world that's worth living in. I swear to God, it makes me so mad that people don't think about this world. They don't think about the people in it. They just want to do what they want to do and fuck everybody else. And I ain't about that shit. Never have been. So no, to the lady that said that, which I know you probably had to tell if you still, no, I never did. I don't lie. And I don't do magic, so you never got any magic done from me. So if someone did your magic, well, you'll talk to somebody else who does it, because I don't do it. I couldn't tell you how to do a spell. I hear you do like candles and you do these rituals and stuff. But you know what my ritual is? Get on my knees and pray to my God. That's my ritual. I might be a church goer. I took my kids to church when they were young, so they'd learn about God. When it comes down to it, if you're hitting me for something, the worst thing I'm going to do is say a prayer and say, I'm being hit here, God, would you help me out? And he's going to take care of it, because I don't go around doing things that are going to hurt somebody. It's not in me, because I know I've got this power in me. I do. It's stronger than yours. And I could do something with it, but you know what? God trusted me not to do that. Take that and use it in that way. No. My power is used to get us to the other side and make heaven on earth. Not to go around trashing people or getting revenge for something they did. And by the way, Ruth, you didn't have anything to get revenge on me for. I didn't do anything to you. What was this revenge? You were my friend, I thought. I didn't ever do anything bad to you. I know I didn't. What? Because I wouldn't be with you? I couldn't be with you. You were married. Didn't say I didn't want to. I just couldn't. See, I can say all this stuff. You know why? Because I don't tell a lie. I won't tell a lie. And I'm not fronting you out, really. I could front you out for a lot more. Because I saw every bit of it. And say, he don't really know. He don't know shit. Yes, he does. He knows a whole lot. A lot more than he's saying. If I was you, I'd get off my back. back what you stole. Get out of my house. Because that's the right thing to do. God takes care of me, I'll tell you why. Because I'm faithful to him. I have faith in him. I'm not any great human being. I screw up. I'm just as guilty as the next guy for things. Not for what y'all are guilty for, but I do my little things. I'm a human being. I'm not infallible, you know. And I won't never tell anybody that I'm good. Because there's only one in this universe who is good, and that is God. But we are given grace to be the people that we are, and every day we try to do a little bit better. That's what we do. We don't compete with anyone. We compete with ourselves to do better the next day than we did the day before. That's what we do. And I don't sit and hold resentment against you. I don't hold any animosity towards you. I don't, and that's why my heart is pure, because I don't wish bad upon you. Believe me, if I was any lesser of a man, then I probably would. I want you to know, because it ain't because I'm scared, because I am not. How many times I pull you out of shit, out of getting beat up by somebody. You see, I was taught something different from you two, all y'all. I'm supposed to be the protector of you people. Nobody ever said thank you. I just did it. Because it was what I was told to do. And I didn't get the right deal. I don't love Mom any less. I certainly wasn't going to have those shots put into her because she wandered off the grounds a little bit. Because that wasn't the real reason, was it? I don't care who thinks I think. When a banker tells me about it and says something about it, then I know I wasn't wrong. It's the second time I made this thing. Hopefully it takes this time. Everybody, listen to me. You got one good life here, and as long as you're still living it, treat people like they're people. We aren't dogs out here. We're not animals. We're people. And God said, love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and love your neighbor as you love yourself. So start loving yourselves first. Care enough about yourself not to do the stupid shit that you've been doing. You can have the world. God hand it to you if you just turn around and be right. Listen, I'm not perfect. Like I said, I'd be fucked up too, man. You know, but listen, God gives me the grace to walk away from my sins, you know, and be forgiven for them. And He was willing to do that with y'all too, you know. Now you need to go ask Him, because you put yourselves under judgment. That's on you. But I know God. And once He does forgive you, He doesn't go back and remember it again. It's forgiven, and He didn't think about it ever again. It's He never remembered. He said, I will remember those sins no more. And right now, you don't need me. You need God. Because He's the one who's got your butts in His hand. Satan don't give a shit. He'd take the hell right now. And laugh about it. I got you. Stupid. Yeah. Really. That's the way he is. He goes around roaring like a lion, just waiting to see who he can devour. It's true. That's what it says. And I believe it. I believe it. And that, you know, when this started, I had my doubts about some things. I ain't got no doubts now. I do not. I have seen it firsthand. I've seen what it's all about. And we are here to learn on this planet and get it right so that we can move on to the next level. Go on. Hey, there's a better life even after this one, believe it or not. There's secrets in the universe we don't know nothing about. It says that in 1 Corinthians. That we see a little bit of it, dimly. But when we cross over, we see it all in its entirety. And then what's it say? Because these three things, love, what? Faith, hope, and love. Of all those three things, love is the greatest. You know, it is the highest the highest vibration, the highest frequency in the universe, and it conquers everything. That's why you lost, because there wasn't any love in either any of you, and I never stopped loving you. That's how I won. Simple. Always. It's always been. I came in just deny of his help, but I knew that. I knew that the greatest thing was love. And so, based upon what I knew as what was written on my heart and what I do, no matter what, I love people. I do. I generally do that. I don't just fake it and try to get over on it. No, I actually love them. Even though they make me mad at times, I still love them. So I'm not going out there and doing anything like spells or anything. I don't do those things. I'm telling you, but I'm not lying. God's sitting right here looking at my heart. I know that I'm telling the truth. No, all the things that you accused of me of, I didn't do it. I minded my own business, stuck to myself, and pretty much did this walk all by myself, because the two counterparts I was supposed to have didn't show up. Well, and you wonder why I don't want to be with you. Because I don't trust you. I can't. But I still love. I do. I won't love you. I can't love with you. I'll be in love with you. I can't. You know why. I'd like to have a family in this deal someday. Soon, maybe. All I wanted was a normal life. I wasn't asking for that big real deal. Well, I was trusted with little, so I get to be trusted with a lot. But know this, it's not for people doing stupid shit. It's for people who are good people who need it, who need help. That's what it's for. It's not to get rich. I'm not trying to get rich here. I'll probably be wealthy, but that's going to take work. But it's so that God can bless many people through me. want to be. That's what I want to do. And in doing that, our lineage gets raised a little bit to somebody who's got honor, integrity, and things like that, can be trusted. That's more important to me than getting rich. To all the other people out there who have not participated in this fiasco, keep on being yourselves and being good people, because that's basically who you are. You know, I mean, I don't wish bad on people. I don't sit around and think of some mean thing I can do to somebody, because I feel jealous of them or whatever. I don't get jealous. I have been jealous before when I was younger, but at some point I said, listen, this is me. I am who you are, who I am. I'm getting better than this, but I try. You know, this is just me. And if God sees that as a righteous kind of guy, then even better. I mean, but I don't fake who I am. There's no mask on me. What I'm saying to you right now is God's honest truth, and that's who I am, and I don't know how to be anybody else. Usually I'm laughing and cutting up and, making a joke or, whatever. But on this kind of hit home. God, I have to say thank you. Thank you for covering my ass and saving my butt whenever nobody else thought to. I owe you all the goodness, all good things that I can ever think to give you, at least that much. You're a far better man than I am. That goes for you too, Jesus. I couldn't have done what you did. I couldn't, and for the ancestors and the angels who rode for me, they did. They rode up. They rode, and I know, I saw it. I know it. No doubt in my mind, they rode for me, and hey, listen, I am worthy for all they did. But I never did anything to deserve a rotten life. If anybody ever got hurt by me, they had it coming. That's real. That's real shit. I just hope I can do better than I did today. And this is about as good as it gets for me today. If God hadn't been there, I may have gotten through this day. Love God, really, because He's got your ass, He's got your back. Much respect. I have much respect. When I cried, God went to work. Sorry that it had to come to that, but I got nothing but love for God. I know when I'm gone, He's got my kids back. I'm done here. I would have been better, but it's the second time I had to do it, and it's hard to not deal with the emotions that go through you when you're thinking about all this stuff that right off that just happened. that's just happened. You know, but I forgive you. I forgive you on and get on with finding a way to talk to God and get yourselves right and get yourselves forgiven. I do not want to see anybody tossed into the lake of fire. I do not. I'm not saying that you don't deserve some karma and whatever, but I don't want to see that happen to you. I don't. So I love you. You're my family. Y'all, uh, God bless you all. I love you and so does God. And good night.